What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. Here we're going to be discussing underrated teams going in the next college football season. I've got 5 teams here that I think are severely underrated right now. We are using ESPN's top 25 for this. Some of these teams might be unranked, some of them might be ranked, but these are 5 teams that I think have a legitimate chance to make the college football playoff, whether it be because of their roster, their talent, their coach, their schedule, all that coming into play. With that being said, join me down in the comment section. Let me know your most underrated team or teams going in the next college football season. If you are new here, give us a thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe button as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting off here, Georgia Tech, currently underranked, or unranked, not underranked, but underranked too. A lot of pieces coming back from last year. We kind of saw they can be competitive. Number one in the ACC, which is definitely winnable. But number two, they gave Georgia a run for their money. They have a lot of roster talent. Haynes King, and quarterback in particular, formerly of Texas A&M, true dual threat guy. He can run it, he can pass it, he can do a little bit of everything. He's good enough to kind of run the ACC by himself, I think, and win you a lot of ball games. And looking at their schedule, Georgia Tech has a very winnable path to double-digit wins. And so I think they've got a chance to get in the playoff. Now, it's going to be tough, obviously, because the ACC, you've got Clemson at the top, you've got Miami, which is pretty good, Louisville, SMU, a lot of teams that can play. Georgia Tech, though, I think can play with any of those teams. Haynes King can win you a game alone by himself, and that's something you need whenever it comes to nut crunch time at the end of a game. Who's going to win me this game? I want the ball in that guy's hands. He can win me the game. Georgia Tech, underrated. Next up, USC, currently I keep saying underranked, currently unranked. Number one, I'm a believer in Lincoln Riley. I know he gets crapped on a lot now, justifiably so. Hasn't went as planned at USC, but their quarterback they have now, Iamaleava, looked good last year when he got in. He only started a few games, but went, I think, 2-1 or 3-1 as the starter at the end of the year. The only loss they had was to Notre Dame, and it wasn't a blowout by any means. Notre Dame, we saw what they were capable of last year, made the national championship, went on that run. That was kind of the start of them getting hot. USC, I think the pieces are in place for them to go on a run in the Big Ten. They have a favorable, manageable enough schedule to get, like I said, with Georgia Tech, double-digit wins. Also, though, I think this roster is improved. I think defensively they'll be improved. That's kind of always the question with Lincoln Riley. You know they're going to have a high-flying offense, but they get pushed around. Now, transitioning from the Pac-10 to the Big Ten was tough, justifiably so, though. Big Ten's a different animal of a league, comparable to the SEC, obviously, as far as physical play in the trenches. That's really what USC was lacking last year, being physically tough in the trenches and on defense. They've improved that through the portal, and I like their quarterback play that they have now. I think USC is a team to keep an eye on if you're looking for a sleeper out of the Big Ten. Next up, Miami. Little low rank for them, 21, which is strange to me. We saw last year they were this close to making the playoff anyway. And then looking at their roster, you've got Carson Beck. I know he's not going to be as flashy as Cam Ward, but he is more of a winner than Cam Ward. Coming over from Georgia, he might not put up the best stats, but he's going to, I won't say game manage, but he can manage the game good enough to win you ball games. He's made multiple playoffs. He's won the SEC, made the SEC championship. Carson Beck, combined with the roster they have, is good enough to be on a serious run this year and probably be an undefeated team almost at the end of the season. Now, Mario Cristobal gives me a little room for pause because he can recruit well. He can get talent on the field, but he's shown time and time again he has some mismanaged stuff during the game. But Carson Beck's legit. And with the roster they have, this is a team that you can keep an eye on as well. How about Michigan? Currently number 20. Last year, not the greatest year. I think they went 8-5. But running back, you know they're going to be stacked there. You know they're going to be able to run the football. You know they're going to have a pretty solid tight end. You know they're going to have an awesome defense. The one thing holding them back last year was quarterback. If they would have had even stable quarterback play last year, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example of somebody you could think of that would be relatable. Like if you would have put Nico on this team, and I know he's not the best quarterback ever, which is my point. If they would have had even somebody like Nico, this team is probably almost making the college football playoff, if not reaching for sure 10 wins. They had zero quarterback play last year. They've got 2 options right now. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be the 5-star Bryce Underwood that's going to get the start. And as long as he's not just a turnover machine and turnover prone, this team is in good shape to make the playoff. You know they're going to be able to run the football, like I said, and that's going to really help this young quarterback also going to be able to dump it down. But as long as they have some sort of downfield threat, which they will have now, they're in good shape. And Michigan going to be seriously improved this year. Last but not least, we've got South Carolina, currently number 13. I think they have the best player in college football in the North Sellers. Going to be, I think, the first pick in the draft next year. Almost built like Cam Newton, except he can throw a little better, I think. He can definitely run. He's just an NFL quarterback prospect, the way he's built and the way he can move. But go look at their schedule for me, though, as well. And before I get on that, they were this close last year to making the playoff anyway. I mean, we saw they were kind of the last team in, kind of had a good argument to get in. And I thought, go look at their schedule. They're probably going to be undefeated in the SEC championship by the time we get to that. South Carolina, I think they're going to be in the playoff for sure. I think they're going to be undefeated. Not saying they're going to win the SEC, but with their schedule, no reason they shouldn't be undefeated in the SEC championship at the end of the year versus probably Georgia or Texas. But those are my currently most underrated teams going into the next season. Who do you think should be on this list? Who would you add? Who would you take off? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.